Welcome to the Cowboys Versus Ninjas podcast. We've got two really cool pieces of flash fiction today. You guys sent them in, and I gotta say, we were both hooked right away. Action-packed, yeah, but also some really surprising twists and turns. We're gonna dig into what makes these short stories so gripping. You know what I mean? Like, why do they stick with you?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's what you were curious about, right? What makes these stories so memorable? And these two, Ninja on Mars and Weaver of Night, they're really different in terms of like setting and mood, but they both really deliver on those unexpected moments.
For sure. Let's kick things off with Ninja on Mars.
Mm.
Okay, so picture this. Humans colonizing Mars, right? But get this. They stumble upon ancient Martian ninjas who are defending the planet from alien invaders. I mean, come on, it's not your typical Mars story, is it?
Right.
Forget all that setting up a base stuff. This is like throwing a colonist named Jax right into an interstellar ninja battle.
Right. And what's really cool about this story is how it kind of turns the whole space colonization thing on its head. Like, we always think, okay, humans are going to go out there, they'll maybe find some less advanced life, or they'll face these crazy environmental dangers. But here, Mars already has this whole hidden advanced society, these protectors with their own history.
Yeah, it's wild. So Jax, he's this colonist who's totally bored with life on Mars. He's complaining about doing what he calls glorified gardening, and then bam! He's watching these ninjas defying gravity, fighting off aliens with force field blades. Like, talk about an adrenaline rush. And it makes you instantly wonder, who are these Martian ninjas? How did they even get there? And what exactly are they protecting?
Oh, and the way that first encounter is described, it's so good. The tremor, then these shadowy figures moving with such agility, it's like you can see it happening in your mind. And Jax's reaction, total shock, but also a little bit of excitement. Like, he was bored, looking for something more, and man, did he find it. It totally plays into that human need for something extraordinary.
And the action, man, it's intense. The Martian ninja moving like a whirlwind, those blades described as shimmering force fields, not just plain metal, it's visually stunning. And then they even work the Martian gravity into their fighting style. Gravity-enhanced kicks. I mean, how cool is that? It's like they took this fantastical concept and grounded it in a way that makes you think, hey, maybe that could actually work.
Exactly. That detail about using the planet's physics to their advantage is really smart. It brings a sense of consistency to the story. You know, it's not just random ninjas in space. It feels like their combat has evolved to fit their environment. It makes the whole thing more believable, even though it's so imaginative.
This is where it gets really interesting for me. So you have Jax, this ordinary guy, being led by one of these mysterious ninjas. They're communicating through gestures, right? No shared language, but this clear message, follow me. It creates this immediate sense of trust and urgency. And then we get a glimpse of the ninja up close, live, androgynous, radiating strength. It makes you think twice about what a warrior really looks like.
Yeah, that androgynous description, it's subtle but powerful. It adds to the mystery of the Martian ninjas. It makes you think about their culture, right? Maybe they have totally different ideas about gender roles, especially when it comes to fighting.
And their weapons. Those shimmering force field blades. I mean, it's like ancient warrior vibes mixed with futuristic tech.
It makes you wonder, how advanced are these Martians? What other tricks do they have up their sleeves?
Right. It sparks so many questions about their history, their technology, how they've managed to stay hidden from us for so long. And then there's that brief glimpse of the invaders retreating after the ninja uses the comms, plus that deep thrumming they feel through the ground. It all hints at some bigger hidden network or infrastructure, something we don't fully understand yet.
And then the ninja removes their mask. And it's this surprisingly young face. But their eyes are described as old as stars. That one detail just packs in so much potential history, so much wisdom. And then a single signed word followed by pointing towards this half-buried structure. Is it a temple? A fortress? It leaves you wanting more, that's for sure. That's one of the things flash fiction does so well, right? It gives you a snapshot, but it lets you fill in the rest. That mystery surrounding the structure, the lack of a detailed explanation about who the ninja is or what threat they're facing, it just adds to the intrigue.
But the ending, man, that's what really got me. The ninja placing a hand on Jax's heart, and suddenly he feels this deep connection, the throb of the planet itself. It's like this realization that Mars isn't just some dead rock, but a living thing with its own guardians and a past. And Jax, the bored colonist, is somehow part of it now.
Yeah, it goes beyond a typical first contact scenario. It suggests something deeper, maybe even spiritual, between the Martians and their planet. By feeling the planet's pulse, Jax is being brought into their world, a world far richer and more complex than he could have imagined. It's a powerful image of connection.
So with Ninja on Mars, what blows you away is how it takes this classic sci-fi setting and throws in these completely unexpected elements. Ancient martial arts, a hidden civilization.
Hmm.
It makes you realize how limited our ideas about space exploration might be.
Yeah.
We think we know what we'll find, but what if we're totally wrong? What if we encounter something entirely different, something much older and maybe even more important?
Exactly. It challenges that whole human-centric view of the universe, the assumption that we're the most advanced or the only ones who matter. It opens up the possibility of other histories, other conflicts happening on worlds we might think are empty.
All right, let's switch gears now and talk about the second story, Weaver of Night. This one takes us somewhere much darker, more fantastical. We meet Cage, a ninja who can manipulate shadows. He's driven by this deep need for revenge. His clan was slaughtered, and he's out to get those responsible. It's a classic story, right? The lone warrior seeking payback.
Oh, absolutely. And the beginning sets up that sense of darkness and mystery so well. Cage isn't just good at stealth, he is shadow. That connection to the night, that ability to move through darkness, it sets him apart. And when it says his power is a curse as much as a gift, you know there's more to it. Like, there's a deeper relationship with his abilities.
We see him tracking these corrupt merchants. They're described as silhouettes against his mastery of shadows. It really emphasizes his skill, how easily he blends into the darkness. It's that classic ninja image, silent and deadly, but with this added fantastical element.
And his motivation is so clear, so powerful. Vengeance, the loss of his clan, fuels everything he does. It's such a primal desire, something readers can easily connect with, even in this fantastical setting.
But then, boom, just when you think you know where this story is going, there's this incredible twist. Cage is about to strike, and this mysterious woman appears. She totally throws him off his game and reveals this much bigger conflict, a hidden war between gods and mortals. Talk about raising the stakes. He goes from personal revenge to being a potential player in this cosmic struggle.
That's such a great narrative turn. It takes the revenge trope and just explodes it. The woman's arrival, her saying there are vaster tides at play, it makes Cage's mission seem almost insignificant. Like there's this whole other conflict happening that he had no idea about.
And the idea of gods waging a shadow war on the mortal realm? So intriguing. It suggests this subtle manipulation of events, something going on just beneath the surface of reality.
And her offer to Cage, so tempting. She tells him, help me in this war, become a true blade, and your vengeance will be as boundless as the night itself. She's appealing to his deepest desire, but within this much bigger context. It feels dangerous, like a deal with the devil, even though he doesn't fully understand what he's getting into.
The story tells us he should have walked away. But that pull of revenge, the promise of power, it's just too strong. He enters this hidden world, these caverns and temples made of bone. The laws of nature seem different there, and his shadow powers grow, becoming more terrifying. He's not just hiding anymore, he's attacking.
This is where we see Cage transforming. He's going from skilled assassin to something more, something that can challenge gods. And the detail about gods bleeding, it's surprising, kind of gruesome, but it makes them seem less abstract, more vulnerable.
And then the final showdown with the God of Night, this colossus of swirling shadow. The imagery is amazing. Cage weaving the night into monstrous shapes, blades that can actually hurt a god. It's this incredible clash of power, and he actually wins.
The battle is epic, a spectacle of shadow and darkness. You see Cage's ingenuity, how much stronger he's become. And defeating the God of Night feels like the peak of his journey, even though it's taken him down a very different path than he expected.
But there's this emptiness to the victory, right? The woman touches him, he feels a cold burn on his brow, and then the horrible realization. He didn't destroy the God of Night, he trapped it inside himself. He's become the very thing he fought against.
That's the ultimate twist, and it hits hard. The woman played him. Her offer was all part of her plan. Cage's need for revenge made him the perfect tool.
I needed a vessel, and your thirst for vengeance made you perfect.
Chilling, right? He was so focused on getting revenge, he walked right into a trap. He's a pawn in someone else's game.
And the irony is he wanted to avenge those who were used, and now he's been used in an even bigger way. It's a powerful message about how seductive power can be, how it can corrupt you, especially when you're driven by something like revenge.
But even in that dark ending, there's a glimmer of hope. He remembers those petrified mortals, and he feels a flicker of resistance within himself. He might be bound, a vessel for a god, but that ninja spirit, that will to fight, it's still there. That final exchange where he whispers, perhaps, with his eyes like cold starlight, it leaves things open. Yeah, he's a pawn, but as he thinks, even a pawn can threaten more powerful pieces. The story doesn't end neatly. It hints at another conflict, even more complex than before.
So to sum it up, Ninja on Mars gives you this awesome mix of sci-fi and fantasy. You've got space colonization, ancient martial arts, and aliens all on the red planet. Jack starts out bored and ends up in a reality way more exciting and strange than he could have imagined. Ninjas with force field blades leaping across Mars. It makes you rethink what first contact might actually look like, and the idea that a planet could have its own protectors, a hidden history we never knew about. That adds a whole new dimension to space exploration. Who knows what other secrets are out there waiting to be discovered?
And Weaver of Night. It's this potent mix of personal tragedy and epic scale. Cage's control over shadows is cool, but that final twist where he becomes the vessel for a god, that's what really stays with you. It makes you think about the true cost of revenge and how power can be deceptive, even when it's offered with good intentions. The story ends with Cage in a dangerous position, but he might just have the power to change his fate. What will he do to break free from the woman's control?
These two flash fiction stories, they're different in setting and tone, but they both deliver that addictive storytelling we were talking about. They hook you with an intriguing premise, then hit you with unexpected twists and turns. And they leave you thinking about the possibilities, whether it's ninjas on Mars or the burden of godlike power. Hopefully this exploration has given you some new insights into these tales and maybe even inspired you to check out more flash fiction. What other wild combinations of genres or themes could create stories just as captivating? Rate and follow for more Cowboys Versus Ninjas episodes.